Hey, you need to focus.
Focus? There's a goddamn train going through the outfield. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, always joined by Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
And that guy right down there is Steve.
Finger guns.
Bang, bang. All right, if you haven't figured it out by the intro, we are reviewing Brewsters Millions. But before we get into it, let's check out that trailer.
Yes, let's.
Ooh, and I forgot to share that. Let me do that.
Uh-oh.
Let me. Here we go.
That is why we are live, ladies and gentlemen, and we do not edit.
No.
Kevin
I could
fucks
edit.
up. He fucks up all the time.
I do.
Tell me you're my only living relative. But he just made money the old-fashioned way. You have 30 days in which to spend $30 million.
This is after he sold the apartment complex and batteries not included.
Don't
Yes.
get diddly. Why can't I tell my friends? Because I don't want anybody to help me out. What's wrong? What's wrong? $30 million. The manager's got $30 million to control. This is a good day, you know. He can't keep it unless he can spend it and have nothing left but the shirt on his back. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun with this kind of money.
Jake, I'd like to hire you as my official photographer. Salary $10,000 a week. How would you like to be my personal driver for the next 30 days?
Yakov Smirnoff.
Yep.
What a country. America, love it.
I love Yakov Smirnoff.
I want to bet $50,000. It went up. Don't sell it.
I think we should consider the possibility of psychiatric help.
At the rate you're going, you'll have spent your entire inheritance in less than a month, and you'll have nothing to show for it.
But $300 million
He's like,
says
awesome.
he's right on the money. Richard Pryor and John Candy.
It's like that old saying, you know, if it was for money, I'd be a millionaire. I'm a millionaire.
Brewsters Millions. Coming soon from Universal Pictures.
That's crazy. I wouldn't know where to start, how to do that. $30 million in 30 days and have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's.
You can donate. There are, you can
There's
donate what,
conditions,
10%. I think he said 10%.
5%.
I would just fund every unsuccessful project I've ever thought of in my head, and
watch it fail. And then you have the one that's successful. The one that's successful.
The one
makes you a billionaire. And you're like, what the shit?
So a little bit more about this is a minor league baseball player must spend $30 million in 30 days in order to get an inheritance of $300 million. However, he's not allowed to own any assets, destroy the money, give it away, give it to charity, or tell anyone but about the deal. Now, that's not totally accurate because he can give 5% to charity. He can gamble 5% away and things like that. But yeah, 30 million in 30 days and not have anything to show for it.
That's tough.
And that's tough back then. That would be tough now as well, in my opinion. I don't think that I could do it. I do like the way he went about it. He went and bought, a $1 million stamp and then mailed it, which was
that was clever. That was clever.
That was very clever.
That was clever.
The way he eventually ended up doing it was running for office and voting and under the platform, vote for none of the above, which I thought it was a great premise. No, he took no donation to use his own money, and that's what ate up a chunk of his money. But yeah, it's a great, great movie. I love the storyline. I love the premise of this movie. And Richard Pryor is just funny in general. John Candy, amazing cast in this thing. So that is my impression on rewatch. Steve, how about you? What is your first impression on this movie?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's got a great cast to it with Richard Pryor, John Candy, Yakov Smirnoff, as you've mentioned. Rick Moranis having his role was a lot of fun. I was just trying to
his role was a lot of fun.
I just I was trying to look it up because he's
You
not
was
on
trying to
the.
look it up because that was Rick Moranis' role. He was a repeater.
Oh, you're an asshole. No, the old man at the beginning. I want to say it's Hume Cronin. I might be wrong. But it's a great cast and it was a lot of fun and there's it's a lot of great jokes and it really lasts the test of time. It was my first time watching it and I would probably end up watching it again.
I really do enjoy it. Mikey the Freak, how about you? What is your first impression on rewatch?
I've always enjoyed. I'm a huge John Candy fan, and I think with this being I not his funniest movies, but it's a very interesting movie. I was a huge baseball player. I played little league baseball and so forth, and I always thought that it was cool that how what could you do with 30? Could you really get rid of $30 million? I mean, I could spend $30 million, but to be able to have no assets by the time that's pretty far fetched. I think that would be tough. But yeah, I love the two comedic actors together with Richard Pryor and John Candy. I think they did great feeding off each other. Was it Stephen Collins from that was in this? And then
Yeah,
yeah, of
Stephen
course,
Collins, Jeremy
yeah,
Warlock.
yeah, I love yeah, Jeremy yeah, Orbach was in it and then with Yakov Smirnov. Such a great name from the 80s that
Yeah.
a lot of people don't remember. Such a funny comedian.
Small
Great
part,
comedian,
but I mean, it's always great when he can deliver the line, "I love this country."
right? It's always a fun movie to watch, and I definitely, if it came on, like I was watching Pluto, just last month, I was on Pluto, and it was on, and I literally just stopped and started watching it. It is one of those movies.
You flew to
Yeah,
Pluto?
I did. It's fucking cold.
Not a planet.
Yes, it's not a planet anymore. I was serving a petition. I'm for candidacy for Pluto. Vote none of the above. It's definitely a planet, not a planet or a planet. Just vote none of the above and be done with it. But yeah, it's always a good movie to sit and watch. It's great for background because
Yeah.
you've seen it. If you've seen it so many times, it is something you'd stop and you'd watch the scene, and then you would just go do what you got to do. But it's good. I like it.
So one of my favorite scenes is actually in the very beginning where Brewster is pitching the ball and John Candy is talking shit to the players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what the first batter that he faces or one of the first batters he faces, I should say, is actually one of the FBI agents from, uh, God damn it, Die Hard. Die Hard. Johnson is one of the Johnsons. Is
The black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I know him from somewhere, and I had to look it up. Yeah, it's the black guy from Die Hard, which made me
Balrog?
laugh. Yeah. So I love this movie. I'm gonna get into
Street Fighter.
ratings. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think the comedy is great. Like Mike said, it's a great for background. It's funny. I would recommend this movie to anybody, especially if you're a Richard Pryor fan. I think it's one of his better movies. Steve, what would you actually rate this movie?
I'm right there with you on a 7. It's a lot of fun. It's got good comedy, just as funny in the 80s as it is today. And it's just a good, fun, solid watch. So I'm right there with you at a 7.
Yeah, it's kind of a timeless movie. Mikey the Freak, how about you?
Yeah, a solid 7 from me. Richard Pryor and John Candy, I think, in their prime. Just great, funny, great cast. Always worth the watch. Definitely 7.
Definitely.
Oh, we just hit 3 7.
We did what now?
We hit 3 7s. Like a slot.
Slot machine. All right. Now it's time for some interesting-ish facts. And I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go.
Fucking button.
All right. In a few scenes, a train passes through the outfield of the stadium where the Bulls play. In the 1930s and 40s, that was a common occurrence in ballparks used by teams in the Texas leagues. So I actually didn't know
Why?
that. That has to be an inconvenience, especially if you're running to chase a ball, trip over the tracks. That's a
Yeah, right.
hazard.
That would hurt yourself.
No shit. Uh, Walter Hill was not known for his comedies, but he ended up getting the job based on the success of his direction of Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours. So,
Who? Walter Hill?
yeah, Walter Hill.
I'm assuming that's the director.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
As a nod to 48 Hours, the bookie who lays down all the bets for Richard Pryor wears the same suit that Eddie Murphy wore. So it was a kind of a callback. So there you have it. Those are your interesting-ish facts. I hit the right button that time. Steve-O, what do we have for soundtrack?
I already closed the page. Hold on.
Rim shot.
Now the joke's on me. I thought my job was done.
So we'll stall for time here. Mikey the Freak, what was your favorite scene?
Time.
It's got, I don't know.
So we have In the Nick of Time, performed by Patti LaBelle. As soon as this wants to do this. Yep, there we go. We have Fleur-Elise, composed by Ludwig van Beethoven. And we have All Lod Sun, uncredited traditional. And those are your three songs.
There you go. All right, Mikey the Freak.
I got it!
Mikey the Freak, what do we have for related reels?
Timing is impeccable. All right, let's see. I've got John Candy that everyone loves and adores.
Yeah, where's he been? He hasn't made a movie in a minute.
I think his last one was
He
Wagon.
ain't going nowhere either.
Canadian Bacon.
He died. He died on the set. He died on the set of Wagons East.
Yeah, 94. It sucks. It's been 30 years.
31.
Damn it, it's crazy.
25.
Great Outdoors. Uncle Buck, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, and he has many more.
Lips and assholes, Chet. Lips and assholes.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, I love Spaceballs. Just watched Spaceballs Friday. I had to watch it again, and I still laugh my ass off every single time I watch it.
Agreed.
Oh my god. When does this happen in the movie?
Right now.
We're at now.
When will then become now? Soon.
All right. We found them. They're on the moon of Vega. All right, we're going.
We ain't found shit.
Ooh. Richard Pryor, The Toy, Harlem Nights, Superman 3, which is one of Kevin's favorite Supermans.
The Quest for Peace.
That's 4.
Oh.
And Stephen Collins, he is in, I don't think he's still in jail, but I think he was in there for child molestation. But he was in Seventh Heaven, which is ironic. Jumpin' Jack Flash, and First Wives Club.
Well, there you have it. Those are your related reels. Make sure you check out the sister channel to Back to the Retro Review. That would be the Mod Squad Network, where we have a lot of entertainment shows over there, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. Hey, while you're here, make sure you do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumb and hit that like and subscribe. Let us know what you thought of Brewster's Millions. Do you think you could spend $30 million in 30 days?
How?
Give me the money. Give me the money.
I want to know. I want to know one way that they could spend a good chunk. You ain't got to spend the whole 30 million one way, but like, what would be a diehard way to spend a huge chunk of money and not have any assets?
This is true. I'd like to know that myself. I've been racking my brain trying to think of it.
That's a good question.
All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.
Seventh Heaven.
Dang it, my button.